Greetings everybody, welcome back to another video with Magical Minds. By the 5th or 6th grade in school, we would have learned about atoms, molecules, bacteria, viruses and much more. Do you recall the moment in which your teacher was explaining about all these? Do you remember her using the words very, very tiny and small for all these terms? Do you have a clear visualization on how small these are? If not, then this video is made for you. Today we'll show an easy and simple learning tool which helps us visualize the size of cells, atoms, molecules and much more. If you didn't learn about all these terms in school, then in simpler words, each and every single thing right from our day-to-day lives are made up of a tiny element called atoms. 2 or 3 atoms which bond together are called molecules, and I'm sure all of us know about viruses, bacteria. Now here are some items in which we can easily relate to. Here's a coffee bean, a grain of rice and a sesame seed. And we also have a small scale on the top left hand side corner. If 1 millimeter would be the size of this colored box, then a coffee bean would be this big, a grain of rice would be this big, and a sesame seed would be this big, with the measurements given below. Now let's drag this slider to zoom in and look at some more smaller items. Here we have a grain of salt and we can also see the scale changing. Now we have many more items including the skin cell and the human egg. Now here we find the red blood cells and baker's yeast as well as bacteria if we zoom in more. At this range we find viruses such as influenza, measles, HIV and hepatitis and much more. Now here we find the hemoglobin cells, and if we zoom into another range we find the water molecule and a carbon atom. The carbon atom is the smallest item on this scale. So now I hope you got a clear understanding on how small are cells, molecules and atoms. We would need a special device called a microscope to view tiny items such as molecules, atoms, bacteria, etc. If you enjoyed this video, then kindly consider subscribing and hit the bell icon to not miss any new videos. Also, please like this video and share it with your friends.